Hey guys, it's time for our final video in the Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-a-Stack card class. Now, the card class is free on the blog, but there is an optional class packet available while supplies last. This Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-a-Stack packet has a quarter of a package of the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper, almost 2.5 yards of the diamond weave ribbon, a third of a package of these brushed metallic embellishments, several feet of linen thread, all the cardstock pieces that you need to make 8 cards. When you get the class packet, we do all your cardstock cutting for you, die cutting, punching. We score your card bases. We give you an envelope for each card. There's 8 in this kit. We don't do your stamping or embossing for you. This is video number 4 in the series. So we're going to make our last card, Nuts About You. If you missed it, I'll link you below to the other 3 videos in the series. Our first card was Hope You're Feeling Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed. Kit makes 2 of these. Happy Birthday. Kit makes 2 of these. And Hey There. Kit makes 2 of these. Now, I've already embossed all of my card bases. This is a Stamp-a-Stack. So in the first video, I showed you that I embossed using the Timber 3D embossing folder. You can use anything that you have. You can stamp the background if you want to, pinewood planks. There's so many great, the bark embossing folder would be wonderful for this, but you want to do all of your card bases at one time. Oh, this is our Nuts About Squirrel stamp set. And it's just so cute. So those are kind of the stars of the show for this Stamp-a-Stack. The Timber 3D embossing folder, Nuts About Squirrels. We're going to use a background stamp from the gorgeous leaves. So those are our main players here. The card bases are crumb cake and they're 8.5 by 5.5. We scored them at 4.25 for you. Then I embossed my card bases all 8 at once. And we've got our background here, our backdrop for our cutie little squirrel couple. The other thing we did in video number 1, so I do suggest you start at the beginning. So we cut our Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper according to the Wonder Recipe number 6. So the Wonder Recipe is a kitchen table stamper thing. It's a 1-sheet wonder, and we do with a 6x6 paper. You can do 1 sheet, you can do 2 sheets, you can do 4 sheets. So it's scalable. You can make more or less cards depending on how many sheets of paper 6x6 you cut. Well, we cut 3 sheets, 6x6 Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper according to the Wonder Recipe. And this is what we have left after making 6 other cards. So those are our Designer Series paper pieces. They're 2 inches by 3 inches, in case maybe you're just following along with the video and making 1 card. All right, there's our bases, our Designer Series paper. Let's glue these Designer Series paper pieces on the card base. I'm gonna kind of start in the middle for this design with the crumb cake. And then I'm gonna go out right and left with the bumblebee, and then the Misty Moonlight. And of course, you can mix and match your paper. Cut whichever sheets you like from the kit. You get 2 6x6 sheets of every pattern in the Harvest Meadow. It's a full quarter of a pack. As a matter of fact, I've done all but these 2 cards in my kit, and this is what's left over. So you're going to have lots of Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper left over to play with if you get the optional kit. And of course, the videos are free. You can follow along and cut your own. But if you get the class packet while supplies last, you will have extra ribbon, embellishments, paper, a little bit of extra cardstock to play. Okay, so we've got the stage set for our little squirrel couple. Let's stamp them, shall we? In the class packet, you've got half sheets of very vanilla cardstock and half sheet of bumblebee cardstock. We might actually need both of those. And we're going to stamp 2 each of Acorn and Phil. And we're going to stamp 3 leaves for each card. Little Nuts About You greeting and backgrounds, we'll do those next. I'm going to start with our leaves. And in the first video, I did a whole bunch of them because we have a whole bunch for the class I've got Bumblebee cardstock, Bumblebee ink. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my little leaf. And then there are details for the leaf, but I want to let that dry for just a second. Let's go ahead, put that aside, and we're gonna stamp Phil an acorn, because if we stamp that early espresso right on that wet Bumblebee ink, the early espresso will bleed. It doesn't really run, it bleeds. You'll have really wide details on your leaf. It's just not pretty. So we'll stamp a couple of acorn, and then we'll stamp a couple of Phil. We're using early espresso. We need 2 for each card. And then now we'll go back, now that that bumblebee's had just a little bit of time to dry, and we'll stamp on the details. So we need 6. I went ahead and did 5 ahead. There's a few extras here too. You'll have plenty of cardstock. You can use the leaf that I'm using from Nuts About Squirrel, the 2-step leaf stamp, and fussy cut it, or you can punch or die cut your own little bumblebee leaves. There's plenty there to get creative. I know that not everybody loves to fussy cut as much as I do. All right, so we've got our 6 leaves. We got Phil and acorn here. Let's switch ink pads so we can color them in. All right, Phil and acorn are cinnamon cider squirrels. So we're gonna ink up their fur with cinnamon cider and stamp. And then for our acorn, we're gonna use crumb cake. And for the cap, we're gonna use soft suede. And I'm going to fill in the other set of Phil and acorn just the same way, and then cut them out. I'll cut out my leaves, and we're just gonna fussy cut them. And then I'll meet you right back here for some more crafting. All right, guys, I'm back with some squirrels all cut out. Let's get some dimensionals. On the squirrels, we're gonna put dimensionals, and then on one of the leaves for each card, we're gonna put dimensionals. Okay, we can slide everybody aside. There's still just a little bit of stamping to do here. So let's get our die cut pieces and take a look at what's in the kit. You're cutting your own pieces. I'll show you what you gotta do to finish these cards. So we've got early espresso die cut for you. It's the second largest of the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and we've also got very vanilla cardstock to fit right in there, and that is 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. So we've got 2 each of those. And then our crumb cake banner piece here was cut using the Tasteful Labels dies. We got 2 of those, 1 for each card. Let's go ahead and stamp our background and our branch, our Nuts About You greeting. For those elements, I've got early espresso and crumb cake. And I need my Stampin' Pierce mat for the greeting and the branch. So let's do that. Nuts About You. And we're going to put it low of center here because we're going to wrap the top of the banner with some of that linen thread from the kit. Just too cute. I love it. All right. Our Nuts About You. A little branch. This guy is from the Nuts About Squirrels. I'm going to stamp that about 3/4 of an inch from the top on the left side. And our little leafy kind of background, this mottled one, this is from Gorgeous Leaves. We're going to stamp that in crumb cake. I'm going to bring in some small grid paper here, ink up in crumb cake, and then very lightly stamp off and then stamp so it looks kind of like a tree, a leafy branch. And one more time. I love that so much. All right, let me get the ink pads out of here and we'll do some gluing. Let's adhere our little tree to our early espresso frame. And then we can adhere the early espresso frame to our card base. Cute. Now let's pick and stick a couple of squirrels. They're the stars of the show. One fill and one acorn on each card. I love these cuties. Now, I'm going to slide those aside. That's about you. In the class packet, you've got quite a length of linen thread. I'm going to take that linen thread and wrap your banner. So you want to leave about 5 or 6 inches off the left-hand side. And then you're going to wrap around the banner 1, 2, and then tie a knot. And I've got my knot a little bit to the left of center. And now a bow. And now you got the cutest way to add a greeting. Isn't this little banner so cute for these little stacked greetings? I love this banner. I don't use it enough. All right, we're gonna slide it up to the top-ish and then trim away. You can slide it then. If you find that your bow is too far in center, just gently kind of cup the banner, and then you can pull the twine so that it slides to the side. There we go. Cute. Let's repeat. If it helps you with your dexterity and you want to tie this into a knot, so over, under, and then go ahead and add dimensionals to the back and adhere the whole thing to the card right below the branch, kind of like it's hanging from the branch. Now once it's stuck to the card, you can turn the card and tie your bow, and this will give you some resistance. You can hold the card down so it's not just a little tag flopping around. Once you've got your little bow, then you can trim away the excess. So cute. Now let's catch up the other card and get the banner on there, and then we'll add some leaves. Ha, so cute. All right, I'm gonna take this little dimensional guy, add a leaf, and then 2 with no dimensional, so a multi-purpose liquid glue. Go one like this, and then 1 down here past our little sign. Oh, if you ever get too much glue, just grab the next element and share the glue. See? Problem solved. Everything's still nice and tidy. Can you believe we're almost done with the Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack? I feel like we just started. Now we have 8 gorgeous fall greetings. They're really beautiful and they're pretty cute too. All right, let's embellish with our brushed metallic dots. I'm going to add 3 of those, and please note that there will be a delay in shipping your class packet. As soon as I get these metallic embellishments from Stampin' Up, I'll turn around those orders. You can check and see if there are still class packets by going to kitchentablestamper.com/shop. And then when you get to the store, filter by product and click on class packets, and you'll be able to see if we have any of these beautiful Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack class packets still available. All right, there it is. Last little one. Got a couple extra embellishments after the cards are done. There's still some of the diamond weave ribbon and quite a bit of designer series paper to play with. The kit's a lot of fun to get you started, but you can keep on stamping with your Nuts About Squirrels. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the class. And if you've got any questions, email me, marisa@kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching and being a part of the Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.